We think we know this story. A single mother gets rejected, then becomes a billionaire. But what if the most important battle wasn't fought against publishers, but inside her own mind? Today, we go beyond the rejection letters to the true crucible where Harry Potter was born. This is the story of the spark that no could ever extinguish. Long before the first rejection letter, there was a cafe in Edinburgh. And in that cafe, a woman named Joanne was wrestling with demons far more formidable than any dark wizard. Clinically depressed, recently divorced, and living on state benefits, she felt like she had hit rock bottom. She was not just poor. She felt like a failure. The world's judgment felt like a fact. But every day, while her baby daughter napped, she would go to the cafe with a pen and the cheapest notebook she could find. This wasn't a romantic writer's retreat. It was an act of sheer survival. She was surrounded by the chatter of strangers, yet immersed in a profound solitude, a state of being alone, where you are forced to confront yourself. In that solitude, with nothing to lose, she began to write. Not for fame, not for money, but because the story inside her was the one thing that wouldn't die. The pivotal moment wasn't the 12th rejection. It was a moment before she mailed the first one. Holding the completed manuscript, the voice of her depression whispered a terrible truth. If you send this out and they reject it, then you truly are a failure. Your last hope will be gone. It was safer to never try. To let the manuscript sit in a drawer. A beautiful what if. She looked at her daughter, and then at the pages filled with her own handwriting. And she realized something that would change everything. She needed validation, the affirmation that something is valid and worthwhile. But she was looking for it in the wrong place. She couldn't wait for a publisher to give her worth. She had to find it herself. In an act of incredible resilience, the capacity to recover from difficulty and grow stronger, she made a decision. She would validate her own work. She would believe the story was worthy because it had saved her. The act of writing it had been her light in the darkness. Sending it out was no longer a plea for approval. It was a declaration of a truth she had already decided on. I am a writer. This is my work. The rejection letters came, yes, but they landed on a different person. A woman who had already won the most important battle. The 13th envelope succeeded not because of luck, but because the person who sent it had already found her own value. So, let's recap the words that defined her journey. Solitude, the state of being alone, often providing a space for deep thought and self-confrontation. Validation, the recognition and affirmation that something is valid. The most crucial validation must come from within. Resilience, the toughness that comes not from avoiding falls, but from learning how to get back up, stronger and wiser than before. Your story may not involve wizards, but your cafe is wherever you face your own doubts. Embrace necessary solitude. Grant yourself validation and build your resilience one small act of courage at a time. Your magic is waiting to be written. Thank you for watching.